a universal healthcare system based on preventive health. That is the mantra which we should take care of. This is what I have to tell you. The preventive healthcare, if you concentrate on that, you don't have to spend this 80,000 crores which India is spending on its primary healthcare. And every country should think about the preventive health aspect. Even US, UK and all the other things, spend money on wellness, money on a preventive aspect, you will save on curative aspect. And the role played by traditional system and how it can be beautifully interwoven into the entire health system. And I hope there will be a paradigm shift in the thinking. The other system will collapse at some point of time because of the cost of healthcare, unaffordability, and the graying population. They have nowhere to go. If Western countries can't take care of their elderly people, what will happen to the developing countries? That system cannot sustain. So all these things are to be integrated into the universal healthcare.
The basics of public health are missing. And as a political entity, as a society, we have not thought. We are almost 300 years behind in our medical statistics. You have birth and death, causes of death of London available on internet. We have not thought of the basics of public health. And that is, I think, the beginning of thinking about universal access. So unless we have political and social commitment to developing human capacities and human welfare, we will not, I think, reach the goal of universal coverage.
About access to quality education through the lens of institutions, yes, of schools, universities. And maybe there's an alternative traditional education sector that we need to embrace as well. So what is the role of parenting? What is the role of other forms? Access isn't all about getting our infrastructure right. It's about defining, as you've challenged us, about quality, but also to think more broadly in terms of social justice.
It is very important to keep this in mind when we talk of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan and we talk of physical infrastructure, you know, where central government is investing in schools to give them better infrastructure. And this was really driven home to me when about 8-9 months ago, I was visiting schools in Guwahati. And the Director General of Education was very proudly saying to me, "Madam, our school also has a separate toilet for girls. You know, we are as good as Punjab." And it struck me, yes, you know, when all schools in India will have separate toilets for girls and they'll all have boundary walls, will they still not worry about the kinds of things that Punjab should worry about? I think, well, here or anywhere else, there is no substitute for values that are taught within a family. Basically, I think we need to work on values for the society and the family. And in schools, we should really worry about giving them education and skills which make them globally competitive wherever they are.
Constructing a pedagogical activity which is alien to the popular culture of a lot of young people. And the result of that is that we're seeing an increasing number of parents and children thinking that education is irrelevant to their future success. So what we need to do is we need to heal that division. We need to actually grow demand by demonstrating that education is relevant to individuals, relevant to communities, and we need to be constantly challenging our professional practice in terms of the relevance of the provision in which we operate.
That one thing which is missing in the world, which this network only can do. And to me it seemed that there is no state of social justice report. Japan was the first Asian country to become 100% literate. That is the power of long-term vision. And I'm sure if we really wish to go that far, we'll have to think of long-term vision of that kind. If this network can look at the deep-seated technology, deep-seated mechanizations, deep-seated programs of our culture, long-held programs of our culture, which instill the tolerance of injustice as a way of life, as a legitimate right way of life, And unless we attack at that root, the cultural root which gives us the tolerance of injustice, we won't be able to change this world. I'm not so sure.
We should not end our discussion here, and then we should continue evolving and developing this concept even further and incorporating into the policy agendas of our individual countries and into the global policy agenda as well.
For me, I think taking it forward is to keep links with the people that are around here, where I've had some resonance of what I can do at home and learning from others as to how we can scale up the impact of addressing these issues globally and locally as well.
We got more than we expected. We had some very frank discussions about what happens in these countries where the government had failed, where civil society had failed, or where government and civil society had succeeded. And there was a cumulative will from all participants to work together for the development of the next stages of the network.
I hope that the network will be widened. 3 things: health, education, and knowledge, all forms of knowledge, and solidarity. That is probably, these are the aims of any network, and particularly this network. And I hope that it will succeed if all of us join our hands.